It's Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
It's been a strange year for everybody. For these Bishop England battling Bishops, they've got one more chance. They're not going to the playoffs. So for 21 seniors, their final high school game tonight, hosting Philip Simmons, which knows it'll be playing Pelion in the first round of the playoffs next week. Welcome into Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. I'm Darren Goldwater. This is Dean Stevens, who has a long list of accomplishments, but his best is being a dad to 3 young men.
True.
When you think about senior night, what do you think?
You're thinking about all the work that went in throughout their high school career, and for these 21 seniors of Bishop England, this isn't just like their last game. This is not a game they're going to phone in. This is a game they're going to put it all on the line one last time. Exciting.
And that's what the Iron Horses want to do as well. Put it all on the line. Even though it doesn't technically matter for their regular season, they're going to the playoffs. They want to make this a rivalry. The two schools are basically neighbors. Trip Williams, the quarterback, it all starts with him.
Bishop England has beat the Iron Horses the last 2 years. For this, consider this a tune-up for the playoffs. And this offense has got to get going, and it's got to get going behind Trip Williams. They've only scored 23 points in the last 3 games. I'm no Steve Kornacki, but that's less than 8 points a game.
But you are a mathematician. Michael Long has 2 100-yard games in his season, also has his longest run of the year on Friday Night Rivals. What do you like about him?
What do I like about him? What do we love about him? This guy plays so hard, plays both sides of the ball, but when he gets a football in his hand, you better watch out. He's the kind of guy that likes to deliver the punishment.
Yeah, he doesn't typically throw it like he's doing right
there.
He's
looking good.
But who knows? Maybe we see him chuck it around a little bit. Bishop England and Philip Simmons. It's your Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet Game of the Week.
For the Bishops, number 22, Michael Long, and number 13, James Murphy.
Ready to roll. Final game of the regular season for Philip Simmons and for Bishop England. Quickly, your game time temperature brought to you by Roper St. Francis. It is 72 degrees out on Daniel Island for the Iron Horses and the battling Bishops. Feels like we're in the 1600s.
They were ready to go. They were ready to get this thing underway. We were able to stop them from the initial kickoff. It seemed like yesterday we were jumping into some skis action on week one of Friday Night Rivals.
Griffin Gore has got it away, and it is taken with a stumble right there by James Murphy, and he is out to the 30-yard line. So BE starts from its 30 here on your Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. We've seen this Bishop England team before. They're led by Eddie Marinero, the son of the Heisman Trophy runner-up, and Michael Long, who we talked about in the open. Long's averaging almost 100 yards a game on the ground and 130 all-purpose yards. But it's not just Long. Marinero can pitch this thing around a little bit, and he will show you that arm behind this offensive line led by the senior Jackson Carroll in the middle.
We had him a couple weeks ago. He was just off the mark a little bit, but likes to throw the ball, throws it well.
And he's going to show you that right now, but he spikes it down into the dirt. He wanted Keegan Bittner, and it's second down.
Keegan Bittner, 32nd and 10 for the Bishops.
So it's 72 degrees, which I tend to question because it felt a little bit cooler than that. Here's the defense for the Iron Horses. A couple of freshmen out there. Their whip linebacker, Isaac Schimpf, and their defensive end, 71, Russell Dickerson. Remember, this team has only been playing varsity football for 3 years, the guys in the purple helmets, and they qualified for the playoffs this year. They beat everyone in their region except for Woodland, and they shut out Timberland 3-0. And that's got them in the playoffs, and they've got third and long forced on this battling Bishops offense here.
Big number 50, Tyshawn Graham, just a sophomore. You'll hear about him a lot tonight with the tackle.
One of the 21 seniors, Marinero, that one came out of his hand wobbling and high. And BE goes 3 and out on their first possession.
And if you're going to sail one, that was probably a good throw to sail. His wide receiver had slipped. I think that thing was on the money. I think that's a Iron Horse touchdown.
I threw you off with that reference to the 1600s, and you went Warhorse instead of Iron Horse.
I know.
Here's Nick DeFazio, handles that like a shortstop. And they'll stay away from it, have just about the same field position that Bishop England had for the first possession here for Philip Simmons.
Your ABC News 4 Storm Tracker weather app, which is free to download right now, shows it as 71 degrees. If that makes you feel any better.
So I was right. It's not 72. Peyton Woolridge, we already told you about the quarterback, Trip Williams. Woolridge averaging 4.8 a carry. He's got 400 yards on the ground as number 7 there, Peyton Woolridge.
It's an offense really is pretty balanced, but they've got to get some points on the board.
And they go right to Woolridge here. The senior spins his way, maybe 5, maybe 6, give him out to the 35-yard line.
They average... Talk about the defense first.
Defense, the same as it was the last time we had BE a couple of weeks ago, except Marcus Molden is not out there at linebacker. Bo Hullen starts in his place. Keep an eye on Michael Long. He does go both ways, and he will make his presence felt both ways. Sammy Gress, the same story. James Murphy, the same story. They'll like to run it with Williams. He's got those big, powerful legs, and he's out close to midfield. A first down for the Iron Horses.
Watch the freshman, Sherrod Williams, with the kick-out block. He's coming right here, finds his man. I don't know if that's a pancake. I don't think it's a pancake, right?
He put him on his back.
Yeah.
Do running backs get pancakes, or is that just an offensive line?
I think you got to put him down on the ground. You got to be on top of him like a pancake.
Oh, okay. You got to be on top of him. Here's Woolridge, and he is on top of Matthew Champlin, who makes the stop there.
But this is an offense that on the year is 572 yards rushing, 403 yards passing. Trying to work the middle of that Bishop England defense, but I mean that's a fairly balanced offense, but not great offensive numbers. I think their first choice, if they can run it all day, they will.
And slipping out is Woolridge. Breaks through the first wave, and then he's frustrated as he stumbles down. He did the hard part, had some daylight, and then tripped. Cruz Chevy keys to the game.
Well, for the offense for Philip Simmons, what we just talked about. They've got to be consistent. They've got to put some numbers on the board today as they get ready for their first playoff game. As for Bishop England, it's a last hurrah. Seniors want to go out on a high note, and they want to play hard.
John Canty put it out on social media today. Here is the freshman Williams, and he is down about 3 yards short of the line to gain. Jackson Carroll, a senior on the defensive line, makes the stop.
Coming up later in our broadcast, we'll talk a lot about the playoffs. Figured out a lot of the matchups for next week. Talked about Philip Simmons getting in. They've got a great opportunity next week to pick up a playoff win.
Eric Bendig said they didn't know their opponent until late last night, actually. And it's Pelion, outskirts of Lexington, Columbia area. So he was mapping out the trip. They're going to go for it here on 4th down, and they go with the freshman here, Williams, and he's got it. He's got it by maybe a yard right there.
Williams fighting hard for that first down. Just a stable of good young freshman running backs we've seen on Friday Night Rivals this year. It's a nice block, kick-out block by Peyton.
Pick up the first down, brought to you by West Shore Homes. Convert that old bathtub into a modern, spacious walk-in shower in one day.
Pillion's only played 3 games this year. They're 3-0.
Is that how you pronounce it, Pelion?
Sure.
Okay, I was going Pelion. He's tipped over there by Sammy Gress, is Trip Williams. Gress, one of the seniors who's out there. Also, I noticed Will Randall, number 40, he's out there, another senior. So it looks like Coach Canty wanted to make sure that he's got his seniors out there on senior night.
That's what classy coaches do, right? They put their seniors out there and let them play, let them get dirty, let them get their final stand in.
Wando grad Eric Bendig. His wife was taught math by that man, John Canty. He said if you see her on TV, she better be wearing some green. That pass is complete to Will Ramey, leading receiver on the team, 17th grab of the year. Bendig loves him. He said Ramey and his brother, you'll see him on the other side of the ball mostly. They're guys the other team likes to talk about.
Yep. Nice throw on the run.
Gave him the first down, exactly at the line to gain. I asked Bendig, if this game doesn't matter, do you pull your starters? He said, it'd be a disservice to the kids.
Right.
I only played 6 games because one of our region teams didn't play. I want to give him as much as I can. Woolridge puts that shoulder down. Not the biggest guy in the world.
Yeah. Great effort. But you go back, it's a Pelion or Pillion or Pilon. But their last 4 seasons, they were 1-9, 3-8, 3-7, and 1-9. So again, when you take a look at the schedule, and I've not seen them on tape, I'm sure they have. Playing just 3 games, obviously COVID related. But an opportunity for them to get another week under their belt.
Bishop England standing up their entire defensive line here to give a different type of look. And maybe that's why the eyes of Trip Williams went gazing somewhere other than the football.
Puts them in a passing situation. Yeah, just a little wide.
Third and 14 or 15 for the Iron Horses.
Puts them back there about the 33. Bendig said, the guys left when COVID hit at the end of last year. He didn't see him again until June 8th, but there was a different look about him, different buy-in about him. And the seniors kind of were leading both in the weight room and in the locker room. That ball was deflected, I believe, before it got there to Ramey. It'll be 4th down.
Fastball's incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, the throw's on the money, but all of a sudden when the ball gets a different type of trajectory, it's not that spiral. It almost comes in like a knuckleball. You don't have the big pancake glove.
D-Heck reminds you to fight the spread with the mask cam. That is what my daughter would call a bedazzled mask.
That's what they called them?
Well, that's because if you put stuff on other pieces of fabric, you're bedazzling it, apparently. Williams trying to bedazzle the pass to Ramey. You can use the word however you want. And they'll turn it over on downs. After a nice drive.
Yeah, threw a nice ball. Just lays it out. Oof. Just a fingertip too far.
It's a 12-play drive that turns it over on downs. And with a turnover on downs and a change of possession, we will step aside. Philip Simmons, Bishop England, your Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
We have a TV timeout, ladies and gentlemen. If anyone from Philip Simmons has an extra roster that they can please bring to the booth, that'd be great.
Second possession coming up for the battling Bishops, who picked up 3 yards the first time they had it. Sometimes it is tough with extra emotions like senior night, homecoming, to actually stay focused. This is Rainey, and Rainey spins his way for a pickup of 9, maybe 10, with a little bit of extracurricular activity there on the back end of that. Bittner and his helmet popped off.
First game we saw Bishop England. I like this kid. He's a big target. He moves well.
Watch the end, top of your screen and going out of it. There's a flag on that. I'm not sure who the offending player from Philip Simmons is. But he had Bittner on the ground and he knocked his helmet off.
There you go.
All right, see number
Top
5?
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah. William Allen. That wasn't nice.
Just working hard out there.
Right. Gets him down to the 43.
Here's our guy.
Michael Long. It's about 6 yards for Long.
Bishop England finished the year 3 or is 3-3 on the year, 3-2 in conference play. They lost to OCA first game of the year by 20 and then beat up on ACMAG and Battery Creek, North Charleston, then struggled against Hanahan.
Remember, that game was a little closer than the final score ended up being. Long jumps backwards, and there's Will Allen. Guy who was penalized there. He comes flying in to make the hit.
Yeah, great play. Get some of the yardage back on that penalty. Long tried to cut it back to the outside. Looked like he had a seam on the inside. But yeah, it was a close game, and then they got out of hand late. And then lose to James Island in overtime last week.
Probably feel like they should have won that one.
Got room to run on the right side.
He sees it. Marinero gets away. It's a first down, and Marinero is spun down by Connor White. Check it, Luther Smalls. A first down run on 3rd and long for Marinero.
You weren't with us when we had him earlier this year. Talked a lot about his love for playing lacrosse. That looked like a lacrosse run. You've covered lacrosse, right?
Love it.
You like covering it?
Love covering it. I mean, it's a fast-paced game. A lot of scoring. Physical. Pitch one out here to Long. He's got the edge, and when he gets going, he's tough to bring down. There's a flag behind him as Connor White plants him out of bounds.
He cleared the edge a couple of different times on that run.
Brought down by number 5, Connor White for the Iron Horses.
Tough penalty. Saw Eddie's ability to run and throw it a little bit there. He's got closing in on 1,000 yards total yardage for his senior year. 561 through the air and then 361 on the ground. So you would think that he would clear 1,000 yards tonight. Just needs about 80 yards total offense.
And he averages about 130. They're going to try him again here, and that was a high tackle without a flag coming in. Tyshawn Green, the sophomore, is the one who comes up celebrating. Keating Roofing, proud to present each participating homeschool a check for $500. This grant provides each school with extra funding to help make their school great. Over the past 10 seasons, Friday Night Rivals and our sponsors have donated over $100,000 to Lowcountry students and schools. Congratulations from MyTV Charleston, ABC News 4, and Keating Roofing. Marinero breaks free from that pocket, hops his way to the right, and it's Connor White, the safety, who's there to take him down after about 6 more.
Philip Bendig with the, I don't know, maybe it's the kind of your blessing and the curse, right? He's got a lot of young kids on defense, right? That's the blessing coming back next year. He's got a sophomore and freshman on the offensive line or defensive line, another freshman in the backfield. But the curse is we're playing with a freshman and a sophomore on the offensive line right now.
They've only been playing for 3 years. Michael Long didn't have anything on the left, and he's swallowed up there in the middle. Hunter Ramey. Told you we would talk about him, the brother of the receiver, Will Ramey. One of those guys that Bendig pointed out as one of the leaders of this team, helping them get to where they are this year.
Crunch some numbers. Take a look at some of the Lowcountry passing leaders. Will Daniel of our First Baptist. Drew Moore, we've seen him play. Connor O'Rourke with PCA. And then Brandon Pritchard of Wando High School. Not West Ashley, Wando High School. Fills out that list. So we see a little fake here.
That'd be something.
Wouldn't that be fun?
DeFazio's got a good leg, and you called it, sir. They're throwing it to DeFazio, and he almost had it. Connor White tipped it. DeFazio almost caught it on the throw from Shane Snyder.
You know, the only thing I was thinking about right there? The only thing I'm thinking is we're going to get us a halftime highlight, right? We're going to get the tip and the catch. Yeah.
Love it, though. Why not? Final game.
Sure.
Pull the tricks out.
We got no time for threes, right?
No. Threes don't win you games. Man, I thought he was going to catch it after the deflection, too.
I know.
So the Iron Horses will start from about their 16-yard line. Man, he's got some moves, doesn't he, Peyton Woolridge? And he's out at about the 30, give him 14 yards. We got flags.
Trip Williams clapping like he likes that it's going to go the other way.
For the Iron Horses, he's knocked out of bounds by number 10, Michael Owens.
Jackson Jordan's having some conversation.
They spot him at the 25.
There we go.
There's a personal foul called on the Bishops, so they'll push it up 15 more yards.
There you go. I didn't see it. Must have been after the play, maybe out of bounds.
See, they want to make this a rivalry game. They're close. So they figure we're going to have a physical game here. It looks like they gave him the 25, and then the penalty puts him out to the 40. If you're scoring at home for the baseball term, here's Sherrod Williams. No, sir. Sherrod Williams has Michael Owens jump on his back.
Another senior, Michael Owens. I like the play design. Pitches at the right time. But you got to get a helmet on Michael Owens. He's got 81 tackles, #1 on the team this year. That's got to be worth a plaque at the season-ending banquet, doesn't it?
You'd hope so.
You got to get something.
Coach calls him the fastest guy on the team. Meanwhile, Trip Williams just powering his way. They'll mark him at the 45, 15 yards, and a first down.
Looks like Trip Williams. If this kid's not like a quarterback, he's a tight end.
There's the first down for the Iron Horses.
He's probably got a significant size advantage on Woolridge, his running back.
Oh, yeah.
See if they get another playoff here before the quarter ends. Bendig says we go as Trip Williams goes, and he goes through the green defense for 6 more yards as the first quarter comes to a close. The tackle from the senior Michael Owens. So 10 minutes are in the books of your Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals. I guess it's 12. Driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Scoreless as we head to the second quarter.
For a better way to get up out of bed instead of getting on the internet and checking a new hit. Get up. First shot, hip strut walking. A little bit of humble, a little bit of cautious. Somewhere between like Rocky and Cosby's for the game. Nope, y'all can't copy yet. Glad moonwalking in this here is our party. My posse's been on Broadway, and we did it all way. Chrome music. I shed my skin and put my bones into everything I record to it. And yeah, I'm on. Let that stage light go and shine on down. Got that Bob Barker suit game and Plinko in my style. Money, stay on my craft and stick around for those pounds. But I do that to pass the torch and put on for my town. Trust me, on my INDEPENDENT shit hustling. Chasing dreams since I was 14 with the 4-track busting. Halfway across that city with the back question. Labels out here, now they can't tell me nothing. We give that to the people, spread it across the country. I got it.
It's Philip Simmons on the move. Second down from the 39-yard line of Bishop England. With Dean Stevens and Darren Goldwater. And this is Trip Williams airing one out for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Looking for Jackson Jordan.
Williams, a baseball player, throws a good ball.
3rd and 5 for the Iron Horses.
All right, I've got some good Pillion.
Or something like that.
Peeling an onion.
Yeah, yes.
So that is who Philip Simmons will play next week.
Designed run. Trip Williams tucks it, and we got a flag.
Williams on the keeper.
I only feel proud of myself because I've beaten Eisberg to a scoop. Philip Simmons will back it up. Their head coach is a guy named Dan Holland. Took over 5 years ago. He was at Hunter Kennard Tyler, HKT. Probably said that wrong, too. Took over for a guy who was there 25 years. He's a native of Prosperity, South Carolina. Played at Mid-Carolina High School. After graduating in 1990, Holland went to Charleston Southern and played under David Dowd.
How about that?
You know what that means? I covered him. It means I'm old.
We got good stuff coming.
Good
more
throw
for Holland it was, and a good sprint forward as well right after the catch. That's Ramey again.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, he just put the Jets on, right? Wasn't looking to bounce left or right, just straight ahead. Let's go. He spent 3 years at Pinewood Prep as an assistant. So there you go. Dan Holland, Charleston connection.
And thanks to Drew Tripp, many of you in the news business know.
Colleton County, he's in the Hall of Fame there somewhere.
Drew Tripp?
Sure. Somewhere. Gotta be.
Well, he's going to be in the Hall of Fame in my book here. Williams lowers his shoulder and hits a wall. He moves it forward just a little bit. That's Bo Hullen, who got the start today because Malden is hurt. And he did his job, kept him short of the first down.
I don't know if he was wanting to throw and he just felt the pocket collapse, but he took off. I think Drew was with the Walterboro Standard Press.
Okay.
So maybe that's where his Hall of Fame plaque is.
Well, he's Hall of Fame in my booth. If you give me material while I'm on the air,
yeah,
that's what I want. So last night, Pelion won in order to clinch their spot in the playoffs. And as Lou at the State put on Twitter, a great quote from him, he said, I turned my Bluetooth, it came up Iron Maiden, Leonard Skinner, and Ozzy Osbourne. I said, ball game over, boys. We're winning. Here's Michael Long doing everything to get their playmaker involved. And he gets to about the 43, close to a first down.
Connor White disrupted that play. When Long turned the corner, watch number 5 come sprinting up. I don't know if you see it from this angle, but right about here, he sees 5 coming in that hole, and he's like, I think I'll take that to the outside. Nice job by White filling the gap.
Marinero poised in the pocket. Now will finally decide to tuck it and run. And he is pushed out of bounds hard by Hunter Ramey after a first down pickup for the Bishops.
You know, I've never had the pleasure of meeting his father. I've seen him around town a little bit at some sporting events. But being a former running back, I wonder if he ever talks to his kid and says, you know what, buddy? You may want to tuck that ball tied up underneath your armpit because that thing it's running around like a loaf of bread, right? Do you do that if you're like a Hall of Famer?
Oh, you don't do that. That was a well-designed play, too. It was using that swing pass to Long that they just showed.
Now watch him tuck it here. He tucks it well.
Tucked his feet into the turf.
I remember talking to Dale Murphy one time at a River Dogs banquet, and I was asking him if any of his sons like baseball. He said, my oldest son was probably the best baseball player I've seen. He's like, great hands.
Marinero, that's deflected. We're going to have PI, huh? Luther Smalls, a guy that Bendig thinks can play at the next level. Looked like he made a great play on the ball. Maybe got there early.
Yeah. Replay will tell us whether Whitehead got it right or wrong. But anyway, so he's like, he's got great hands, soft hands, great glove. I go, so does he play? He goes, no, he hates it. And I said, well, what does he do now? He may have gotten there a little early on the back. I said, so what does he do now? He goes, he's a painter. He paints. Right?
Okay.
Soft hands. You know, but as your kids get older, I don't care if you're a Hall of Fame, should be in the Hall of Fame, right? Dale Murphy.
I know a lot of people who think that.
Right? Or
Michael
if you're
Long
finished up second in the Heisman running and had a great career as an actor, you just want your kid to be happy. Find success, find their own way.
Michael Long on the carry. He picks up 5. Brought
yes.
Down by number 11, Ben Dreyer. To be second and 5.
Marinero, we talked about it on the last broadcast a couple weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago when we had B.E. and Hanahan. He was a running back at Cornell. Finished second to Pat Sullivan that year for the Heisman. Here's Bittner now trying to get the edge and is pushed out of bounds close to the 20 by Will Allen. Should be good for a first down.
Bittner for a first down for the Bishops. Pushed out of bounds by number 12, William Allen.
Yep, their little zip.
First and 10 Bishops.
Finds a hole to the outside, picks up the first down. Now, I think they'll be playing on the road, Philip Simmons, next week.
Yes, they will. Because the plan, according to Bendig, they didn't watch any film trying to figure out, who they were going to face. They just waited. He said, so then he mapped out the trip last night. Takes 3 different Iron Horse guys to bring down Long. He said it's going to be outside of Columbia, suburb of it. He said, so we're going to stop in Orangeburg, and that's what we're going to eat. I didn't ask him where. Bobby Harton would say, get the Curly Burger in Orangeburg. I don't know where the Curly Burger, I should.
I don't know what it is or where it is.
I don't know the establishment. But I've heard about this burger for 15 years.
Looks to throw, gonna tuck it.
Ooh, takes a shot from Tyshawn Green.
Green looks good as a sophomore, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
This is a 3rd year of play for Philip Simmons. First year they were played 2A, they were 2-8. Lost to BE that year, 32-16. And then last year they were 4-6. 3-1 in region play. Lost to BE then 27-7. But actually made it into the playoffs. Lost to Whale Branch 36-10.
Marinero, that bobble forced that hit. Had he collected it, I'm not sure he takes the punishment from Jackson Jordan the way he does.
I think he takes the punishment either way.
Yeah.
There was no way to get out of the way of Jordan. Lucky to get that away and complete the throwing motion so it wasn't a fumble.
Johnny Waters.
2 in a row here?
Fakes?
No.
No, you got to kick this one, right?
You need points at home, right?
Look, it's a senior kicker, right? You tried to get him in the end zone last time. Give him some points. Then I'll fill you in on what Johnny Waters had to say. About a 30-yard kick, and it is hooked. Johnny Waters saves us here. The Curly Burger from Dario's in Orangeburg. Of course, his team, Johnny's hell of a year for First Baptist, and unfortunately not able to compete in the playoffs despite an undefeated regular season. Timeout on the field, scoreless in the second quarter. Bishop England and Philip Simmons. Bishop England has had its field goal unit out there twice. Almost converted a fake field goal for a touchdown, and then almost hit the field goal. But it's scoreless, as Philip Simmons has it from the 20 with just about halfway gone here in the second quarter.
Got to be able to step into that throw and let it rip. How about, by the way, Johnny Waters?
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't had a Friday night off in a while, right?
No.
I mean, he could have taken his wife out on a beautiful dinner date, could have gone and walked the beach with his kiddos, but he's going to sit home and watch Friday Night Rivals.
Man, if you love high school football,
Right?
you love high school football. This is Wyatt Stanley they're attending to. And think about it. That's a First Baptist team that beat Hammond.
I know.
Undefeated.
I know.
And just, unfortunately, the times we're in, unable to compete in the playoffs. They would have been the #1 seed. Tough break. Fight the spread, D-Heck reminds you, with their mass cam.
I had one of the best high school freshman running backs in the state, hands down. Great senior quarterback leadership, everything you want, right?
Mm-hmm.
We were, I think it was last year. It was our last Friday Night Rivals game, I believe. Was it First Baptist?
Yes.
First one we were there.
Right, I missed that one. Let's crunch numbers, brought to you by Anderson Brothers Bank.
These are some low country rushing yards. Connor O'Rourke, who was also on the passing yardage list. And then Demetrius Simmons of Goose Creek, good little running back. And Dwayne Wright and Jaleel Porter over at West Ashley. So, but it was a great time, man. It was awesome. First time we'd been over.
Yeah, we had him this year, too. Looked good. Unfortunately,
it was different, though. It was different.
Because you were there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that I don't enjoy the sales conference room here at ABC News 4. It's comfortable. It's got nice chairs, plenty of room to spread out, air conditioning.
Yes. 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 All of that is true.
But you do miss the feel of walking out onto the field and saying hello to your coaches. And
yeah. And that's, I mean, it's a trend in sports broadcasting that had already started and was already picking up steam before the virus.
And I think it's going to become a very popular trend here, right?
Yes. Some real bad news from ESPN yesterday, I believe it was. 300 layoffs and 200 jobs that were open
filled.
that will not be filled. It was the largest layoff in the 41-year history for the worldwide leader. And it's been pretty public that they have had quite a few rounds of these layoffs. Wyatt Stanley, a senior here, gets a hand as he is helped off.
Not the way he wants to end his career. But I was, we were talking earlier about coaching our kids in sports, and I couldn't really, I had the weekend, 7U basketball team in the rec department. That was about it.
Gonna have that soon, I think.
But I would be able to show up at some of the, after the shows and show up at baseball games, and Johnny was always there.
Trip Williams down around the line of scrimmage. That was Sammy Gress who wrapped the legs. It'll be third down.
He was always there. He was always coaching, which somebody's got to do it, right? Which is man. And now you're finding out you need coaches at that level.
Yeah.
Every level.
I have volunteered. I have not yet heard back. But I have
oh, you'll hear back.
I was assuming
you're going to hear back for soccer season. Yep. Good man. You and Johnny Waters.
Well, thanks. Trip Williams. So I thought he was going to throw it away. Instead, he's got the late outlet there, and it's close to a first down. That was Riley Beard, a sophomore.
Tripp was like, it was as if he was either waiting for his receiver to find an open space, or he was just kind of waiting to get his body in the right position to throw the football. And I think it was the former. He was just waiting for Riley to get open, and he does.
That's a pretty high-level play right there for Trip Williams. And now you come straight up the middle with Woolridge, averaging about 5 yards a carry on the year, and gets a couple more than that.
Peyton Woolridge on the carry.
I think he, and I'll have to check. I'll research at halftime. But I think Trip Williams is going somewhere to play baseball.
Okay.
At the next level. I could be 100% wrong.
Well, that's why you
but I
prefaced
could be
it with
1%.
could be.
It could be 1% right as well.
He's only a junior. Doesn't mean he hasn't committed yet. This is just a freshman. Sherrod Williams. You got to like the way that freshman looks and how he runs and how he blocks. We've seen that already.
I know who would know. Me.
Should be good for the first down.
29 Williams on the carry. Picks up 3.
It is out to the
first
47.
down for the Iron Horses, stopped on the play by 77. Cole Pridish.
First down brought to you by Limerick Heating and Air.
Randy Moxley.
Third possession here this opening half for Philip Simmons. They've turned it over on downs on each of their first 2, and that's a nifty grab by Ramey, and it's another first down. They're going to pick up 13 more as he's to the 38.
Philip Simmons only has, for the entire year, 400 yards throwing.
Williams pass complete to Ramey.
But I need to ask Coach Bending why he didn't keep this guy outside of the pocket and let him throw more often.
Especially if he's going to be a baseball player.
Great body control.
10 from the Bishops' 39-yard line.
And Philip Simmons trying to get on the scoreboard, struggling the last 3 weeks to score.
Williams turns down that block from Sherrod Williams, and he's going to have maybe 8, maybe 7.
There's a little bit of, I mean, it's only a 2-year rivalry, but you've seen a little bit extracurricular on the field.
Oh, yeah, plenty of it.
Picks up about 8.
Some good hitting. You can just tell by looking at Trip Williams, that's not an easy guy to bring down, especially if you go up high.
The senior parents of the football players,
I mean, he just
and the cheerleaders could please
rolled through Jackson Carroll.
Thank you.
They need to get on the board here before the half.
2nd and 3. They're going to try and do that with the jump ball to Ramey. And that one doesn't draw the flag with Shane Snyder in coverage.
Ramey had, I think he had the advantage. I think the ball was thrown up just a little too high. Maybe he throws that a little bit more on a rope. He gets it over the defender's head.
Yep. He hung him up. So 3rd and 3 yet again. Here's Woolridge, slips off 1 and 2, and maybe he does have that first down. He spun off Remy Moxley, number 78, the senior. Looked like Moxley would bounce him to the ground, and instead that 2nd and maybe 3rd effort will pick up the first down for him.
We've had strong and shifty this year. Now you got speedy and slippery.
Ooh. He holds on to the ball. Bishops are going after it. Another design run here for Williams. He is tripped on the edge there by Michael Long.
If somebody's got a timeout here.
Stopped after a short gain by number 53, Marshall.
Some conversation going on at the top of the screen. Because the flag was down.
These Philip Simmons helmets are making a strong run for my best helmet in the Low Country.
You like that?
Just like TCU. That shiny, what do they call it, chrome look?
At TCU?
Yeah, and right here.
You know, the whole college football dress, the apparel, it was all changed by Oregon.
Yeah, well, and Nike.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it was one solid uniform, man. And now you got crazy helmets matching crazy jerseys.
I mean, Oregon had at one point like over 100 different possible combinations. Woolridge just knifes downfield and is gone.
How about that?
28 yards for Woolridge on a slow developing play, and Woolridge has our first score of the game with 1:57 left in the half.
They said they needed to get on the board, and they said, we'll do it quick. But watch how patient he is. He waits for his blockers to open up a hole, and then he turns a corner. I think that was, I don't know if that was the Iron Horse hand sign. I don't know what it was.
It was the "We've got the lead" sign. Griffin Gore, the lefty, chips that through. Philip Simmons wants its first victory over Bishop England. They've only been playing football for 3 years, but they've got a lead 7-0 here late in the first half. That was an 80-yard drive.
That's why I'm surprised when I was looking at the stat sheet and looking at their struggles to score the football the last 3 games and what we've seen. They've got the pieces, they've got the parts, right? Strong quarterback. Can run it and throw it a little bit. We talk about the playoffs coming up. We just found out today that James Island has made it as an at-large, which is awesome for
McCoy
over the Trojans and over on the island. Experienced that success. First-year head coach.
Yeah, we had that game, and both of us agreed afterwards. Buying stock in James Island. How about that on the kick return? Grabbed at his head by James Murphy, and he is out maybe to the 20. It's Sherrod Williams, the freshman, covering for the kick. With some extra words afterwards.
Ball out just over the 20-yard line. The Bishops will start 1st and 10.
Bendig said it. You got to beat them if you want it to be a rivalry. Maybe you just have to prove that you're competitive and the rivalry starts. That's what it feels like here. Been using long in motion a lot. That one went forward. It's an incomplete pass.
Pass holding complete. They'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the Bishops.
Struggling, just getting the ball out of his hand. Had a moving target. Wide receivers coach for Philip Simmons. One of the great guys in town. Ashley Harvey was a longtime assistant at Stratford. He's a super dude.
Marinero has to backpedal. Now he weaves his way into more traffic, then out of that traffic. I believe that's a flag down at the top of your screen, so all of that may be for naught, but a lot of creativity there for Marinero.
Marinero on the carry. We have a flag on the play.
Oof.
There's a holding call on the Bishops.
Look good, though.
Looked like a kid who was playing in his last football game, right?
Yeah. 21 seniors on this Bishop England team.
And that's a lot for a roster that maybe has 40 guys.
Yeah.
I think that's what Coach Canty would say, too. But his chuckle would be a nervous laugh.
2nd and 20 for the Bishops.
He still has lacrosse season left. A lot of these guys are playing baseball or lacrosse in the spring. And BE will take a timeout.
Two.
I don't know how old he is.
We don't know how old Bendig's wife is either.
Bendig graduated Wando in 02 or 03. So that would make him about 40.
Another flag down.
This one's probably
almost from the
back.
same spot.
Mm-hmm. And Canty has a word with one of the officials immediately following the play.
23 moving, but there's another flag on the play.
Right? That's what brings you gray hair. That's what gets you the gray hair.
It'll be unfortunate when those blonde locks turn gray.
Yeah, no question right there, right? That's definitely a flag on the field. His dad longtime coach there, highly revered man, passed away recently.
Stadium is named after him.
Coach Bendig and a lot of the Low Country suffering the same kind of loss with the passing of Bob Hayes. Was so very close to Coach Bendig.
Another holding call on the Bishop.
Was in Coach Bendig's wedding. The godfather of his children.
3-yard line.
So it was early this year through the pandemic. It's tough to get going for a lot of these guys.
Tough for this.
Very emotional.
Drive, too. Oof, Michael Long. There have been some hits, haven't there?
Yeah.
That one's Hunter Ramey. He's delivered some of these hits.
It's been Ramey and Green.
Michael Long on the carry.
A minute, I thought Long was about to spring.
I thought so,
98-yarder.
too. We haven't had one of those in a while.
It'll be 3rd and 17 for the Bishop. And the Iron Horses.
Hunter Ramey said, yeah, it's not happening here.
Bendig's got his guys playing hard. Love to see that. Have you been to that school?
No.
It's beautiful. It's really nice.
So it's their 3rd year playing varsity. And they played, 2 years of JV, but 1 year of JV before that. So it's been around for just 4 years, I guess.
Right, that'll be the same thing we have with Beckham next year, the new high school here.
So they'll play varsity now. I know they play JV this year.
In Mount Pleasant, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Right, I would assume so. They'll have their first junior class. So junior.
And they'll share that field with Wando.
They will. Bob Hayes Field. They do have a little bit of the old Wando football field. Some of the structure still there.
Here's Marinero, designed run for him, and he is grabbed at the ankles by Tyler Harper. He'll be 3-time All-Region once that comes out this year. Cleared 300 career tackles last week, and he forces BE to take its 3rd and final time out here. Actually, Philip Simmons took it.
Sure.
Makes sense.
Sammy Gress goes back and looks. He hit a block early, it springs him for 5, maybe 10 more yards, but he decided to go downfield and pick up a block.
So the Iron Horses will have a chance with their full stable timeouts. Some field position, a minute left in this half.
You know, as we move through this season, as crazy and awkward as it was, you look back at everything lost.
Good boot from DeFazio. And he kept it away from Connor White.
Yep. As it pertains to athletics and sports and high school sports. You got coaches, new coaches too in the area, trying to start their programs and not being able to have preseason, not having 7-on-7s. That the hope is as we start to turn the calendar and get into a new year, that we figure this COVID thing out.
That would be good for many, many, many different reasons.
The list is long.
Here is the other Ramey, this one being Will. Now, Will's the senior. Hunter's the junior. So I don't think Will would appreciate me saying he's the other.
Correct. He's the older brother.
He's the older. So Hunter on defense, he's the other.
Yes.
Hunter's also on the offensive line. You see 54 there in the huddle.
You know, I don't know if – I think I saw Jerome Singleton interview with him. He said he's the high school commissioner here in South Carolina. I think he said they lost 10% of the games this year. Right? You don't know if that's good or bad because you've got nothing to compare it to, right?
It feels as though that would be a low number compared to what I and probably a lot of people thought. Ramey stayed in bounds here.
Got a great block by Jackson Jordan.
No timeouts left. And now it is 3rd down and 9.
Iron Horses down the ball.
I think you go back to the last play, and you hope that Ramey runs out of bounds, right?
No doubt.
Stop the clock. So then you get 3rd and short. And then Tripp spikes it to make it 4th and 3.
I think there may have been some confusion
as to what down
and how many timeouts. So it's 3rd and 3 officially here. And they come with Woolridge. That's a 1st down, so the clock will stop, allowing him to get set.
Now you
get the 38.
Right, now you can spike it.
Oh, yeah. Or you can hustle up and get set and take a shot.
Number 7, Woolridge on the carry.
I like how Woolridge runs.
Yeah.
No fear.
10 Iron Horses.
Limerick Heating and Air presents that 1st down for the Iron Horses, who are wasting some precious time here. Late to get to the line after the 1st down, and they lost about 6 or 7, maybe 8 seconds.
It'll bring up 3rd down. 2nd down, excuse me.
It was a Woolridge touchdown run on the last drive for Philip Simmons. From 10 yards closer than they are right here. And it'll be them, Philip Simmons, to get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. And Williams is going to feel that one through the half.
Yep.
Cole Predish.
BE brought the pressure on the outside and the inside and had nowhere to go.
And that is the end of the 1st half. So Philip Simmons dominates this half. They turned it over on downs a couple of times, but from a yardage standpoint, pretty dominant. Lead it by just 7. Trying to get their 1st win ever against the battling Bishops of Bishop England. On senior night on your Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. It's your Roper St. Francis Hospital halftime report, brought to you by Roper St. Francis Hospital, where experience matters. Each week, David Taylor Law Offices and Riders Law Group, proud to highlight a scholar athlete from each participating school. Students selected have an opportunity to win a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season. Here are our scholar athletes tonight. Will Ramey. He's had a good night as well. He's got a 4.5 GPA. And Ramey is your scholar athlete for the Iron Horses. It's Nathan Everman from Bishop England. He sports a 4.6 GPA. So Everman, Rainey, eligible for a $5,000 scholarship at the end of the season, courtesy of David Ayler Law Offices and Riders Law Group. Speaking of David Ayler, he's here with you right now with Scott Eisberg.
Joined now by David Ayler of the Ayler Law Offices. And David, we didn't think we would be here. We are here, and we've had a lot of smart kids each and every week. How exciting is that for you to kind of weed through them and at the end pick a winner of our Scholar Athlete?
Well, the hardest part is the end, because every one of them deserve a scholarship and deserve to be, rewarded for what they've done on the field and, of course, what they do in the classroom.
This week, one of our former Scholar Athletes is playing against the Clemson Tigers for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. That is battling Bishop Leo Albano from right here at Bishop England High School. How exciting is it when you see success stories like that?
Yeah, it's amazing because you see what they do in high school. We see what they put in their profile, and you're like, man or this woman really has so much ahead of them, and there's a perfect example of one.
David Ayler, presenter of our Scholar Athlete.
Certainly appreciate everything David Ayler and the law offices and Riders Law Group have done for Friday Night Rivals throughout the years and doing it again this year. 7-0 is our score. The third-year varsity program heading to the playoffs, but still wants to create a rivalry. Beat Bishop England for the first time. They've got the lead, and they get the ball in the third quarter as halftime continues.
Number 16, Jackson Todd, escorted by Tracy and Paulette Todd. Number 21, Nick DeFazio, escorted by Bob and Michelle DeFazio. Number 22, Michael Long, escorted by Ed and Sonia Long. Number 23, Coleman Glazer, escorted by Jeff and Anne-Marie Glazer. Number 34, Foster Hughes, escorted by Scott and Jessica Hughes. Number 40, Will Randall, escorted by Derek and Aaron Randall. Number 42, Nathaniel Everman, escorted by Steve and Christina Everman. Number 51, Jackson Carroll, escorted by Drew and Jody Carroll. Number 56, Wyatt Stanley, escorted by Brad and Caroline Stanley. Number 66, Max Hewlin, escorted by Josh.
Roper St. Francis Hospital halftime report is brought to you by Roper St. Francis Hospital, where experience matters. Winner of this game gets the all-new trophy. We can call it all new because it's all new all year. Looks like the Lombardi for almost 30 years, All-American Awards in Mount Pleasant. Been your local trophy shop providing both corporate sports awards to meet your style and budget. Visit Steve and his crew at All-American Awards. When you recognize excellence, you can find them on the web. Awards Guy, that is plural, awardsguy.com. Let's take a trip around the country.
Let's go.
Thursday Night Lights, Friday Night Rivals.
Oh,
Look who
yeah!
it is! It's Michael Long. I saw this play. Look,
You
up
called
there,
the play.
it says Charleston, South Carolina. We made it.
Yes.
Finally made it.
I don't know who they're going to get to fill in for the rest of the game, but Darren and I are out.
Done.
Spanish
Mike,
Fort,
drop.
Daphne.
Oh. Didn't expect him to be a lefty. Too
That
bad
was
you
an
can't get up
awesome
and run.
play.
That was a nice play.
Can't pick it up and run. It's high school, kid.
Niceville. Look like Mississippi State or Texas
Hold up.
A&M.
It's good. Johnstown, PA.
They love
Chestnut
Johnstown.
Ridge and Windber, the Ramblers.
Yeah, speaking of rambling, is he gonna catch him? Dive, dive, get him.
Oh,
Oh,
no, get off me.
yeah, you can trash talk a little after that. Whoop whoop. Where are we here? We're in Nashville.
Creekwood, Springfield.
See, that's just a pedestrian little out route and gone. Solid end zone though. What is that logo?
See, now that. Who's that? Irmo and Chapin.
Yeah.
That's Irmo, quarterback on the throw. San Antonio, New Braunfels, and Wagner. Just keep on going, young man.
He
Don't
is.
stop.
Well done.
tell
Taking
you
him
about
into the end zone.
New Braunfels, right outside of Austin.
Yeah?
Between Austin and San Marcos. San Marcos, where Texas State is.
Yes.
Used to be Southwest Texas State.
The greatest highlight reel you have seen on Friday Night Rivals here in Charleston because it included us. You're welcome.
We need that on our resume tape.
Totally. Gonna go home and redo mine after the second half. It is still halftime.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll come back and explain all that to you.
We can show you what we're looking at. That's in our studio.
Yeah.
7-0 at the half here on Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our class of 2021 senior cheerleaders. And now let's welcome the senior members of our Palm Squad and their parents. Madeline Mazur, escorted by Joe and Jen Mazur. And Belle Runza, escorted by Brian Riley and Tammy Riley. This is your senior Palm Squad for the class of 2021. Let's give them one more round of applause. Let's give all our seniors one more round of applause. Thank you all for being here to support our seniors.
Roper St. Francis Hospital halftime report brought to you by Roper St. Francis Hospital, where experience matters. You've heard a lot about Limerick Heating and Air, and we're going to learn more about them right now with our buddy Scotty Eisberg.
David Miles, the owner of Limerick Plumbing, Heating, and Air. You do all sorts of things, and you're very involved in the community. Why is that?
Because the community helps us. Without the community, we wouldn't be here. And we feel a responsibility to give back to the community. And you know, it's also, it can be for selfish reasons. You know, we feel better as a group when we give to our community. You know, we walk with a little bit more pep in our step, have more pride, and stick our chest out. So,
Pride, certainly part of football. You guys wanted to get involved in football. Why was that?
well, football, like no other sport, especially in the South, you know, it brings communities together. On a Friday night, where's everybody out in the small town?
Sure.
They're at the football stadium, and it brings people together. You have a common cause. You're cheering for one thing, and that's why we wanted to support high school football.
Great to be teaming up with you this year. Great to be broadcasting high school football this year. That is David Miles, the owner of Limerick Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Yeah, we talked about how this has been a weird year and remote broadcast. We are in the ABC News 4 sales room And these guys are working miracles.
Yeah, that's a
production
trailer.
truck.
That's a trailer outside of the station. And then we've got a couple of guys. That's the garage area. We didn't clean up the garage during our pandemic.
This is how we come in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Those are coolers getting ready for a hurricane whenever it hits. And this is the old prop room, which is now set up.
Hi.
For graphics and replay. A couple of ladders. We actually used that as our newsroom one time when we were renovating the newsroom.
Really?
We did. You come down here, more trailers. Down the hallway we come.
You just missed the break
towards
room.
the sales office. Yeah,
Hey.
and that's where we are. Yep, and that's the setup.
It's a pretty remarkable setup, the way that everyone has done it this year. Trying to limit our footprint. When we had over 30 people that were typically on site for these games. Now this year, 6. And it's been virtually seamless, and this is what we look at. This is how we call the game. That is our big wall. What you see on TV.
Do you use that often?
Every now and then I'll look with a flag or when someone goes back for a punt. Football's not the most conducive to doing from a studio. But it's unbelievable how easy everyone has made it. So what you see is on your TV is what you see in the upper left right there. That is what you get. And then all the other shots are kind of pieced together, and the guys in the truck figure out where they want to go. And where they want to go here. Seems like they're telling me they want to go to break.
I don't know. We've got another 5.5 minutes we can kill.
We do.
So I will just say this. Our chief engineer, Justin Strauber, put all this together once we figured out there was going to be a football season.
Yeah.
And then our general manager, Mary Margaret Nelms, worked diligently putting together a schedule, finding teams who could go and wanted to go on Friday Night Rivals. I think Fort Dorchester, trailing right now to Berkeley, I think they set up their own pay-per-view situation over there, so they bowed out. I think there were some other schools hesitant, but once we showed them what we were doing, how we were doing it, working around, bringing out a skeleton staff out to the field, which we did, it was a go. And put together this package for us again.
Those scores, we should point out, Goose Creek started at 8 because Goose Creek High School got out early today. There was a wreck. A power pole went down. So that game is a little bit behind the rest of them. But, yeah, Berkeley does lead Fort Dorchester in a non-region game. Berkeley just scored. West Ashley's got the lead over Stratford. The Knights clinched a winning season last year for the first time in a long time. And natural rivals, they started together, Cane Bay and Ashley Ridge. That one is at the half.
We've got also some high school football playoffs if we want to go to that. Wando, by the way, up 42-0 on Stall. James Island over St. John's right now. But we kind of pieced together with some help from some of the friends from around the state who have kind of filled us in a little bit on what the high school playoff picture will look like next week. And again, it's going to look different because it's usually 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. But this year it's 1 versus 2. So what we know now, Somerville goes to Dutch Fork. Dutch Fork perennial power.
And again this year.
They kind of rotate in and out. It was Goose Creek for a while, and then it was Dutch Fork, and then Fort Dorchester, then now Dutch Fork again. River Bluff, which is a newer high school in the Columbia area, was a break-off of Lexington. They will travel and come here to Fort Dorchester. And then Berkeley will travel to Sumter. And then Carolina Forest will play at Goose Creek. And then Ainer and OCA, that game, of course, over at Johnson Haygood. Baptist Hill will travel to Carvers Bay. Hanahan gets Dillon. Now, the side story to this, it was always in, I think it was the lower state finals, that Art Craig and Timberland would always match up with Dillon. And I believe Dillon usually got the better of Art Craig, which didn't happen much. I don't know what the career record is against Dillon. We can go back and look. Scotty probably knows. And then Philip Simmons playing Peelia and Onion.
Yes, they are.
So, and then also we learned earlier today, James Island didn't have a chance to put this on. They will play the number 1 seed out of Region 6, and that will be the North Myrtle Beach, and Myrtle Beach, the winner of that game tonight. So James Island gets an at-large berth. And I don't know how many of those are given out. I think there was 2 in that region. I'm not sure why, so we'll just say it was because of the pandemic. So pretty good list of football. And the exciting part for us, I think it's the first time, and it's because of the pandemic, we will bring you a playoff game next week.
Yeah.
Normally we would say, have a great year. It's been a great season, but we'll get a playoff game. So taking a look at those, it will, I would imagine, either be the OCA Aner game or the Carolina Forest Goose Creek game.
And whenever it's announced, we will let you know.
We will let you know on our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and on abcnews4.com, and on the Goldwater and JB show.
Can you get the name right?
No, because I believe it should be the Goldwater and JB show because it's at your house.
JB and Goldwater, and if you download the app,
yes,
I'll thank you for it. And today we gave away lots of really cool stuff. If you're part of our season ticket holder club, gave away lots of really cool stuff. And there's exclusive content. Yeah, see right there, JB and Goldwater, weekdays from noon to 2. You can download the app, watch, listen, find us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We're everywhere and growing.
Well, I remember when you came to me with the idea, and there was some ideas of having it elsewhere in the low country, and then the pandemic hit, and you were like, I'll just kick my wife out of her sewing room. I'll turn her sewing room into our studios.
Yeah.
And you've done it very well. Very proud of you, man.
So on Wednesday, we shattered records. We had over 7,000 live views on Wednesday.
In that 2-hour time period,
yes,
from noon to 2, right?
Which made us very pleased. Made us very pleased. So we're doing something right. So we encourage you. We talk a lot of Carolina. We talk a lot of Clemson. We had an interview about Coastal Carolina this week, too. They are 15th in the country.
What was the big draw on Wednesday? Because I think your last big draw was the day JB was sick and you had to go to me.
And right, it was you. So Wednesdays we typically talk with J.C. Sherbert, who is one of the funniest guys I know. A lot of Gamecock talk on Wednesdays. So that was part of it. We had an interesting conversation about Steve Sarkisian. If and when
would you hire him?
Well, he wants to be a head coach.
I understand, but would you hire him if you were an athletic director at a Power 5 school?
The big thing that I said was you have to be convinced completely that his demons in the past are firmly in the past.
Well,
and that is a dice roll that someone is going to take.
How long has he been?
He is with Saban now for 2 years. This year he's officially calling the plays. Apparently we have one more timeout left. We're just rambling on and on about the JB and Goldwater show. Noon to 2, Monday through Friday. Download the app. It's in Google Play and the App Store. Be a season ticket holder too. For the 21 seniors on Bishop England, they've got 24 minutes of their high school football left to be played here for Bishop England under John Canty. He wants to send them out winners. They have dropped 2 in a row heading into this one and haven't lost to Philip Simmons. Philip Simmons hasn't been around very long. This is the 3rd year of varsity football, but Philip Simmons has the lead. 7-0. They've got the ball to begin this second half. And do not be shocked if Bishop England tries an onside kick here.
You like that here?
Well, they love it. They've converted 4 of them already this year. And John Canty loves to use it, so let's see. There it is.
Man, we are on top.
And he got it.
We are on top of the plays today.
So DeFazio had it. I'm not sure if he held it after he got hit.
I think he got bent backwards, something awkward.
He got rocked.
Right?
This is how they've been doing it. He kicks it, he gets it. Boom.
Yeah, that ball's on the ground. He had it. Initially, he had it. I think he lost it when he hit the ground. And, yeah, football to the horses.
Yeah. John Canty told me the last time we had him, so 2-3 weeks ago, before the game, he was telling me about the success they've had with onside kicks. And he said, you know what? If we kick off to start this game, it's going to be an onside kick. That's what he told me before the game. But they didn't kick off to start the game and only tried it once. That's the man with the only touchdown of the game, Woolridge. And we are underway here in the 3rd quarter.
Well, they've used their trick plays, 2 of them. The fake field goal, the onside kick, both accurately called by backup to the backup number 1 broadcast crew.
Yeah, you had one, I had the other.
What else we need tonight?
You want to predict the Clemson Notre Dame score?
Maybe a flea flicker. They're going to maybe a flea flicker later.
I mean, it's the last game. You got nothing to lose. You can see anything still come out of this. It was 2nd down and 4. That should be enough for the first down from the junior Trip Williams.
Brought down by number 53, Mark Maymar. It brings up 3rd and 2 for the Iron Horse.
Didn't give him enough.
Bishop England also, these 2 teams will slowly next transition into basketball.
Here's Woolridge. He's got the 2 yards he needs. Charlie Rainey was the first one to hit him, and then Champlin jumps in there, but it is a first down.
I don't know how much the kid weighs. And it doesn't really matter. But he is so much fun to watch run the football.
Whatever he weighs, his heart is the majority of what he weighs.
Gosh. Nice job covering it up.
There's no urgency for this Iron Horse team. Keep away is part of the strategy. This is a freshman Williams, pretty regularly in that rotation. Michael Long, the senior, running back linebacker. He was in on the stop, as was the senior James Murphy.
Sherrod Williams on the carry, brought down by number 22.
Like to see Long get involved with offensively. Watch him break a big one tonight.
We both thought he had it there in the first half when they were backed up on the goal line. I thought he was gone. Then he got clobbered. Second down and long.
Found success rolling him out of the pocket, throwing the football.
Just like that, and it's dropped. Maybe a little low, but pretty much on the money to Will Ramey. Here's third down.
Ramey had a good night tonight.
It'll be 3rd and 9.
A lot of these guys play both ways. Bendig looks like he could still play. Bet he wants to.
Try to get that offense on track. Got to make plays like that, especially heading into next week.
On third down, knifing through Sammy Gress.
He's had a great career. Again, it feels like we've covered him for like 10 years. And he'll drop back and receive the punt. Yeah, he just knifed through, found a hole.
If I was a betting man,
nope,
I would expect the Bishop England offense to have more rhythm here in the second half.
Yep.
No, I would not bet that this will be a fake.
That's what I was, yeah.
Absolutely not.
I just wanted to save you a mortgage payment.
Wasn't a great kick. Maybe should have.
I don't.
Nah, can't fake that.
Stop.
So they'll have it at about the 23. The offense for Bishop England never really got on track in that first half.
You know, some of the positive plays they did have were brought back by penalties.
Yeah.
Right? So it's hard to get that rhythm. You know, if you pick up that 8 yards on first down, you can do so much with 2nd and 2, but not when you turn around and there's a flag behind you.
The decent field position at the 24 for their first possession. A one-handed snag by Marinero and a dart for 13 yards and a first down.
Had Michael Long in front of him.
If I'm running the ball, I would like Michael Long in front of me as well.
Yes. Michael Long could lead me in a lot of different places, right? Trying to get through the grocery store, give me Michael Long right in front of me.
Remember, Canty said he's the strongest guy on the team. Second straight high snap. That one's just higher. Marinero is down. Jackson Jordan brings him down at about the 19. They're going to spot him all the way back at the 15.
Go back to what I said about 3.5 minutes ago. Something good, and you find yourself in trouble.
Here's something good, the masks. COVID-19, D-Heck reminds you to fight its spread by wearing the mask.
I think he's eyeballing us.
That's a little side eye right there, huh? Wonder how close that camera is to him.
2nd and 27.
That snap right back to his chest and all day. First good pocket all day, and it's almost reeled in by Rainey. That ball dropped down in a bucket between 3 white jerseys and was catchable.
I don't know if we'd seen Eddie be able to sit back in the pocket and let the ball go, but my goodness, that was awesome. Just a really effortless motion. And you're right. I mean, between 3 white jerseys. Give it to me again.
Philip Simmons had 3 men on the line, and Marinero will take what's given to him back out to the 30.
Number 9, Marinero.
And the Bishops will punt it away. Looks like there's a flag down.
Been plagued by holding penalties in the first half.
Not sure of the call, but it was declined to force the punt for the Bishops. And whistle stops this one as well.
Getting that bad snap, taking the wind out of their sails, backing them up.
5 yards back again for the Bishops here.
Motion penalty called against the Bishops. It'll back them up 5. It'll still be 4th down.
Canty, Bendig, really all the coaches I've talked to this year, they've all discussed the challenges of this year and not having their spring practices for the most part.
Yeah.
And not just not having practices, but then you jump right into region play. You don't have time to kind of get your wits about you at all.
There's also the conditioning part, right?
It's a big part of it.
In the weight room.
And Bendig was pleased how his guys came back after that time away. He said, that's how I knew. I like how he gives that holding sign.
By the way, I was going to ask you, when did that happen?
He's done it all game.
Have we seen anybody else do it?
No, because it's not the proper call. But
what is that call?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, a bat.
Yeah.
Flag on that play against Philip Simmons. Backs him up 10. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own.
But that's why
38.
you generally don't see that. It's because
there must be a reason.
He likes it.
See if Philip Simmons can put some points on the board. Interesting to see what they're going to work on here as they head into the playoffs next week.
That throw is low. Ramey scoops it up. Nice grab. Picks up maybe 3 yards out of that.
I think Ramey wanted that ball after the drop in the last series.
Williams Johnson, number 13, Ramey.
Goes down and picks this one right off the carpet.
5.
Keeps his feet moving, picks up 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm. Coming into this game, Trip Williams had 40 completions on the year. 16 of them went to Will Ramey.
There you go.
And more than half of his completions tonight have gone to Ramey. Gress is in on that stop as Williams slides down. So it'll be where he started the slide, where they should mark him. And it's enough for the 1st down.
Touchdown by number 3.
Has the option to throw it here, doesn't like what he sees, tucks it and picks up the 1st down. I would love to see what this offense would do if they just went fast. Because they've got the weapons, right? Mm-hmm. Williams obviously in control of the offense. Good, quick, slippery, speedy running back.
There he goes again. When he hits that hole, it's Woolridge time. And he's down in the hands of James Murphy, but about 20 yards more for Woolridge and another 1st down.
You got a good wide receiver in Ramey. Offensive line, young but doing their job.
1st and 10 for the Iron Horses. From the Bishop's 32-yard line.
It's the Will Lugray spin. No, wrong.
Spin cycle. No, that's the stop of the game, but it is a West Shore home 1st down. They'll convert your old bath into a walk-in shower in one day. There was a lot of chippiness in the 1st half. This is now twice I've seen congratulatory or, that's the wrong word, but
just good sportsmanship.
Yeah, good sportsmanship.
Illegal motion called against Philip Simmons. Be a 5-yard penalty.
But you know what I'm saying about speeding this offense up?
Mm-hmm. They may not have the depth.
I think they've got, I believe that's Ashley, Coach Harvey. I think they've got, you like to get them going fast when you pick up 7 or 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got the defense on the heels. Don't give them a chance to rest.
That's on the edge. Is that Cullen Williams?
Like right here, right up to the line of scrimmage, snap it, let's go.
Bennett White, 11th reception of the year, 1st tonight.
About 5. Tackle on the play by number 10, Michael Owens, and number 1, James Snyder.
These guys are hitting.
BE is, they brought the green lumber today.
Mean green, the Jets. That's how I thought of their uniforms last time. Here's Williams, the RPO, gets one out to Ramey, and Ramey is driven down out of bounds by Rainey. Rainey.
Left. Ramey on the reception, pushed out of bounds by number 11, Charlie Raney.
What you don't want to see. Last game of the season, heading into the playoffs.
And I'm not sure if Eric Bendig. Yeah, they're going to go check on him. We'll take a timeout, too. 7-0 our score. Philip Simmons trying to make it more. I'm going to rhyme all night on Keating Roofing. Friday Night Rivals driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
Our injury timeout turns into a TV timeout.
I came to dance, 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 dance. I hit the floor cause that's my plans, 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 plans. I'm wearing all my favorite brands, 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 brands. Give me space for both my hands, 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 hands. You, cause it goes on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah. Throw my hands up in the air sometimes. Saying, hey, oh, gotta let go.
4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Alongside Dean Stevens, I'm Darren Goldwater. It is the Iron Horses driving into the battling Bishop's defense. They are into the Miller Mott College red zone and hoping to add to their lead. Go into the playoffs on a high note. Williams pulls, gets one on the edge, and it's Bennett White. And White is in for the touchdown.
Second time they've used that play, both times successful.
They called it short.
Not as successful as they would have liked. But he pulls it down, looks like he's going to run with it. Lets it loose before he gets to the line of scrimmage, and
Good
he was
call.
short. Yeah.
Good call.
Pass complete. Taken down to the 1 yard line, first and goal.
So you almost want to put Bennett White now in the backfield. Just give him the ball.
Let him finish it off.
Right. But you do have the big quarterback here who fumbles the football on a missed exchange with Woolridge, and Bishop England survives the threat. Wow. Mac Maymar comes away with the fumble recovery, and it went from 13-0 to 7-0 in about 10 seconds right there.
That happened so fast, you couldn't tell if it was a bad snap or a mishandle by Tripp.
The exchange.
We have an injury timeout.
I don't think he ever had the ball. It's almost as if it bounced off his chest. Yeah, I don't think he ever had it. And took a, just bounced right into the teeth of the Green defense.
Man. Well, if you want to put a positive spin on it, if you're Philip Simmons, better it happened this week than next week.
I would also say it's a positive spin that it happened at the 1 yard line.
Sure.
But we both know that Michael Long can go long.
We've been asking
We
for him to
saw
break
it
that,
a couple
right?
of weeks ago. And it is at the 1.
Long is the lead blocker. Marinero decides to skip to the left and still will get a little bit of breathing room. They're going to spot him out at the 5.
Yeah, I'm going to hook my trailer right to the back of Michael Long and just follow him through the hole.
I think that was the plan.
Forward, it'll bring up 2nd and 6 for the
But
Bishop.
Marinero got 4, so that is some breathing room. Yeah?
And Long
Here's a pitch to Long. And he is stacked up at the 9. It'll be 3rd down and 2 for the Bishops.
Iron Horse defense really swarms to the ball well.
There really haven't been many seams at all. And really, that defensive line has made it tough on Marinero. The time he went deep on the last possession is the only time he's had a clean, long-lasting pocket.
Yep, that's a freshman, sophomore, junior on that line.
Marinero head down into it. That'll be good for the 1st down. Tough running there for Marinero. Hunter Ramey there on the stop.
Again, decides to slide off Long's lead block.
Brought down by number 54.
West Shore Home takes that old bathtub of yours, turns it into a modern and spacious walk-in in one day. WestShoreHome.com. Here's Long. And he meets Hunter Ramey as well. There's a reason he's averaging 10 tackles a game.
Yeah, he's active.
Michael Long on the carry, picks up 5.
Something tells me that Ramey living room growing up may have had a few broken lamps, maybe a broken couch.
2nd and 5 for the Bishops.
If I was a betting man.
Right. Two tough kids. Marinero, Ramey, once again.
I also love, look at that play again. Tyshawn Green, sophomore, number 50. Watch him push the block away.
Yeah, picks up 1.
Right there. Ramey there to fill the hole.
3rd down and 4 here.
Hoping for the Philip Simmons to jump off sides. They don't.
It's been pretty clean for them penalty-wise tonight. Marinero pulls it from Long, and Luther Smalls plays bigger than the name.
Tyler
Getting
Harper
all my
also
cliches
right
out.
About 3 or 4 of those guys right there. Yeah, it was a good one.
You like that one?
Yeah. Did you work on that?
Nope.
Did you write them down that on your big board? Yeah.
The holding call against the Bishop.
Yeah, another call here against Bishop England. I mean, we haven't been tracking penalties, but it is heavily lopsided against the batters in green.
Iron Horses decline. It'll be 4th and 4.
Just one of those nights where the Bishops haven't been able to find rhythm on the offensive side.
Defense came up with a nice turnover.
DeFazio. Nice roll there for DeFazio.
You're looking for some college football tomorrow right here on ABC. Stanford and Oregon at 7:30 tomorrow night is the primetime game. Won't get much viewership here as Notre Dame Clemson goes at 7:30. The Gamecocks and A&M at 7. And what was the feeling this week on
JB and Goldwater?
Yeah, sure.
I think there's a consensus. If you look at it on paper, Texas A&M is.
We don't play the games on paper, Darren.
Right, and that leads to some hope. So Jamie was quick on the dial that the Gamecocks are undefeated. That probably hurt. After a bye under Will Muschamp.
Sophomore Jack Mullen.
So they've never lost after the bye under Muschamp. Last year they beat Georgia after the bye.
A ranked Georgia team,
That's
much like
right.
A&M.
That's
Top
right.
10 team.
That's right.
Senior quarterback in Kellen Mond.
Feels like he's been there forever.
Stud running back.
Unrelated to CJ, but another Spiller. One of the better tight ends.
They didn't do well against Florida's tight end, but nobody has.
Nobody has, but they beat Florida. So we can get into that more. Talking JB and Goldwater Show on the Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet, heading to the fourth.
Well, take me with you when you go. 1, 2, 3, up. My baby don't mess around because she loves me so, and I know her.
Those kids that get 4 yards and they're not now. 4 yards, 4 yards. Ain't not now. 4 yards. Are they packing up already? Yes, sir.
That's how you do it. If you're going to fight the spread with a mask cam at a football game, you wear a football mask. Well played. Philip Simmons on second down, trip with 2Ps Williams. Gets to the sticks and carries the Bishops close to the 40-yard line.
You know when you've got your guys on the sidelines, running down the sidelines, hooping and hollering, it's a good run.
Williams on the keeper. Picks up the first down for the Iron Horses.
Makes people miss.
Down play by number 10, Michael
He's got
Owens.
the strength to carry him.
Number 17,
Watch
Jack
the top of
Bowen.
your screen, number 20.
Number 13.
Nope,
James
all you see
Murphy.
is legs.
It was a good 10 yards after the sticks that he moved that green defense. Brought to you by Limerick Heating and Air. That first down is from the 44. He won't get back to the line of scrimmage. That's the senior Gress at the ankles.
Williams again on the carry, brought down by number 3.
Gress does a nice job coming up
And
from
number
this
51, Jackson
cornerback
Carroll.
spot.
It was
Our
second
lowest
and 11.
scoring Friday Night Rivals game of the year. Philip Simmons, their third year. They made the playoffs, beat everybody in their region except for Woodland. Shocked a lot of people when they beat Timberland. Shut them out 3-0. They'll be at Pelion next week in the first round of the playoffs. And the Bishops trying to send their seniors out on a win. That's Jackson Jordan. Maybe a handful of yards there for him.
We haven't seen much of him tonight, but seen him on the defensive side of the ball a little
Pass
bit.
complete to number 4. Tackle on the play by number 11, Charlie Rennie. And number 13, James Murphy,
check
but
this
there's a
flag.
flag on the play. Chop block called against Iron Horses.
Chop block, wouldn't that be a little bit of a lower signal down to the knees?
It was a powerful signal, though.
I'm not sure where it happened,
But I pointed it out before, they have not been heavily penalized today at all, Philip Simmons.
Philip Simmons' biggest win of the year against Timberland was a 3-0 affair.
Yep. That's what the big picture got him in the playoffs. It's amazing how you can get a program going so fast. There's Williams over the middle and dropped.
Pass ball is incomplete. It'll
It'll
be
be
3rd and long.
3rd and 27.
Gress at the bottom of the pile again. I'd like to say that's a pretty good swagger walk, but I think he's coming up limping a little bit. It's kind of how an old man gets out of bed right there. That's what I look like. Feel like that when you get out of bed, you kind of get that walk.
Gotta get everything going. Oil it up a little bit.
See how they play this. Seen him go long a couple times tonight.
Well, here comes Gress. They run it right at the teeth of that blitz, and it doesn't work out very well. Mac Maymar, 53, snuffs it out, maybe even behind the line of scrimmage.
Woolridge on the carry.
This Bishop England's offense has struggled. It's hard to believe sitting here that they're one big play away from tying this game.
That's right. And they almost had that big play on their fake field goal. Ball that was juggled at the goal line.
Mark Maymont.
Here's Griffin Gore.
Lefty.
Yeah, that just slaps at it, right? That was picked up pretty quickly.
I think that was heading backwards. I think.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I think Luther Smalls.
On the iron horse, excuse me.
There might be a flag down.
We've not had an overtime game this year.
No, we have not. They're going to make them kick it again.
They make them kick it again?
Yeah,
They
Bishop
decline
England. I would have declined it, but Bishop England will make them kick it again. Crunching numbers brought to you by Anderson Brothers Bank.
Been pretty consistent this year.
Oh, yeah.
Fort D at 3, Buford at 9, Oceanside 9, Woodland at 8. So look at your teams also receiving some votes.
Now, they would have had the ball at about the 40 had they declined the penalty, and they will have it at about the exact same spot anyway.
+2 for Philip Simmons.
Good field position. BE has not had many good spots for field position at all. They started on the 1 the last time they had it after recovering a fumble. The 24, the 20, and then closer to the 30. This is their best field position of the night.
So they get Long involved here.
Yeah, they do. And Long meets Hunter Ramey. He must have 20 tackles tonight.
22, Michael Long on the carry.
I don't know if our player of the game has been a defender. We had an offensive line win our player of the game.
That could be your
solid hit.
Yeah, Will Lou Gray, stop of the night.
Second and 6.
Maybe. Remember, that's the younger Ramey.
Been tough sledding. Philip Simmons' defense impressive tonight.
They gave him 3, and it's Ramey again. He just goes after the ball.
And he stands guys up,
yeah.
Right?
It's like he was just spying back there in his linebacker spot. As soon as he found a window, he darts through. 3rd down and 2.
Stop on the play by 54, Ramey.
They've not found success outside of the tackles either.
Here's Long bouncing off the first hit. A first down for Long. He was very much down prior to that.
22, Michael Long on the carry.
I like a conviction on that. Very much down.
Yes.
Not kind of down.
No.
Not almost down. Very much down.
Yes. Could have been asleep.
Brought down on the play by 29.
Although watching that, it was closer than I thought.
We're going to get a slow-mo on this pretty soon here.
If I'm wrong, I assure you we're going to get a slow-mo on it. Here's Long again. Dances to the outside, and you can hear what Bishop England wants. Spell him a little bit.
I wouldn't take him out. I think he gets better when he's tired. I don't think he wants to come out. But he does a nice job setting up the block by number 1, Shane Snyder, on the outside.
Second and a long 4 for the Bishops.
Snyder did well not to go into the bag. So Ryan Murphy is the one who's in there now for this 2nd down play.
See if they throw it to Rainey across the middle.
Instead, it's on the ground. It is still loose, and Marinero got it back. What a break for Bishop England.
Fumble on the play. Jumped on by number 9, Eddie Marinero. Still Bishop's ball.
Is that Rainey? Nope. It's 23. Nathan Newman has it scored out of his hands.
But look, you take Michael Long out, you run a little pitch and an option to a guy who hasn't played a whole lot tonight. It backs you up, almost cost you the football. There's Marinero. He's got the sticks, and Marinero with conviction has the 20. 17 yards for the senior.
Saw Jackson Jordan on the last series lay out a nice hit as a receiver. Now he's going to take one from the quarterback.
Brought down by number 4, Jackson Jordan. It'll be first and 10D.
Best drive of the night by far. Trying to pay it off here, and it is knocked away by Luther Smalls.
See, that's when you needed to save it. That's the Smalls comes up big on that play.
Oh,
saves a touchdown.
I thought you were talking about the play.
I think he
You're
used
talking
it
about me.
early.
Smalls has played a nice game. I mean, you can't play it much better than
Ref
that.
almost comes down with it, too.
Here's Long now. You get the sense that suddenly Philip Simmons is on their heels a bit defensively.
Ramey with his 32nd tackle of the game. But what you've got to watch out for here for Bishop England, they start getting momentum, and then it's a penalty.
Right.
Right? You got a 3rd and manageable. Obviously, 4-down territory. See if Eddie keeps it again himself.
He's done it a lot on 3rd down. He follows Michael Long, and I believe has the 1st down.
Marinero picks up the 1st down.
That is the one play that has seemingly worked every time they run it.
Down by number 5, Connor White.
BE goes a little fast here on offense.
Number 28, Bryce Small.
Got the Philip Simmons defense on their heels a little bit.
Marinero has Long for the pitch. He doesn't need him. Bishop score with 4:56 to go. They're a point away from tying it here on senior night.
And a touchdown for the Bishops.
Good for him. Plays hard, runs hard, has been off the mark a couple times on throws. He says, I've got this, I'll take care of it.
Still plenty of time left, so you don't worry about going for 2 in the win here. And DeFazio had some pressure from Smalls, but he puts it through. It's a little closer than they would have hoped.
No, there was no 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi on that deal. They were coming.
So we're tied up, 4:56 to go. And we're coming down to the wire on Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet.
Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night, you're a hot one to hold. 'Cause you don't even know, I can make your hands clap. I said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, 'cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar.
7-all is our score now as Bishop England punches one in on the strength of the legs of their senior quarterback, Eddie Marinero. And we are tied up at 7 with less than 5 minutes to go.
I think we're on to something. You say it, and I'll fill in the blanks.
So a listener, viewer, has chimed in.
Thank you for watching, by the way.
Absolutely, Mr. Dirk DeWitt. Peyton Woolridge, who has a touchdown tonight for the only one, for Philip Simmons. His brother is D'Angelo Stevenson, who played at Bishop England, and then went on to Towson.
So there's a discrepancy here. So D'Angelo Stevenson, who played Bishop England in the early 2000.
Yes, he is the son of D'Angelo Stevenson and Angela Woolbridge. Probably Woolridge, misspelled on the Towson website.
So according to his bio, his sophomore bio at Townsend, he was listed as a wide receiver, hometown Charleston, Bishop England High School. At BE, all-state performer, led his team to back-to-back state championships, led the Battling Bishops to a 13-1 record as a senior, played slot back, DB, rushed for 1,200 yards as a senior, scored 29 touchdowns.
Played for Canty.
Was selected to play in the North-South All-Star game.
And this is his brother, playing for Philip Simmons and taking quite a shot from Charlie Rainey right there.
Now, on his bio, it says he has one brother and two sisters, but they don't list the names.
Yes, it is Woolridge. I've gotten that confirmation.
Woolridge, not Woolbridge.
Right, so we've been right throughout the game. Towson is wrong on their website, and they spelled the mother's name incorrectly.
That's awesome. You know who probably knew that and just forgot to tell us?
Iceberg?
Yep.
Because he seems to know everything. He was on a knee, so he is down there. That is an unfortunate break for Trip Williams and the Iron Horse.
Yep, did kneel. How about that?
Everett German knows them well.
Of course Everett does.
There is a daughter in the family as well named Riley, mom Angela. So if you're watching, hello. Your son Peyton is the reason this game is tied right now. And it is 3rd down and 16. Got to give it to Peyton again.
3rd and 16, all of a sudden the momentum is switched over to the home team. The first time we've seen it tonight, felt it tonight.
Steve Woolridge, if that rings a bell, is the father. Hello, Steve. So you never know the type of information you might gather
on a Friday Night Rivals game.
That's right.
Brought to you by
JP and Coldwater.
I'd set you up, man. Looking left,
third
throws
down
it across the middle.
And it is knocked away by Michael Owens. So you've got seniors for the Bishops on senior night making 2 huge plays late in the game. The touchdown and now that one.
Michael Owens flexing for us again. Did it earlier on the fumble recovery. There he goes. Flex for me. Flex for me. Give it to me. There you go. Popping that bicep vein out. Yep.
Didn't have to use any of their timeouts. They'll get the ball back in good field position. That is a high and short kick, and it bounces in favor of the Bishops, who get it in better field position than they had the last time. They are on Philip Simmons' side of the field. Look how fired up Canty is. They haven't played their best game tonight, but they have an opportunity to send their seniors out with a win.
Well, see if they keep going fast here.
They start at the 45. Pressure comes from the corners. Here's Shane Snyder. It's a 15-yard gain down to the 30.
Best throw of the night for Marinero. Leads him, lets him get up a little bit of forward momentum. And off he's running. Picks up a quick first down. He comes off on the sideline.
Another senior on this Bishops team. 21 of them.
Got Rainey at the top of your screen.
Here's Marinero again. Long fell down, may have clipped one of his ankles. Maybe 6 yards on the carry.
Marinero on the keeper.
Marinero's like, I'm going to get my final bumps and bruises here and deliver a little punishment along the way.
Is there such a thing as scoring too soon here?
For a team that struggled to score the last 3 games, and tonight, no.
Michael Long, yeah, he saw that hole. And Sherrod Williams on defense.
Yep.
May have saved the touchdown.
The running back we've seen tonight. But yeah, that hole opened up, didn't it? It was like, watch it here to your right. Didn't get a great angle. Yeah, Sherrod saves the touchdown for sure.
There was nobody there.
That's the other cool thing I love about calling a game on site. You really get to see a wider view, a wider angle of how things open up.
It was a first down. Marinero gets small, goes low. He's to the 10.
I thought there was an
7 yards.
Thought they were going to throw a flag and an offsides. The right side jumped kind of quick.
Does Philip Simmons have someone who could step up and make a play here defensively? Is it Hunter Ramey?
I think you want 7 here, not worry about a 3.
Absolutely. But you got a kicker who can make it from here. Marinero again. Man, he was stood up.
Ben Dreyer. First guy to get there, last guy to get up, I believe.
Marinero picks up 3. It'll be 3rd and 1.
Yeah, 11 right there. You can see the time. 2 spots on your screen.
We've got 3 timeouts.
It's Michael Long. Michael Long!
How about that?
No signal yet. There it is. A touchdown for the Bishops. Back-to-back possessions after getting shut out until 5 minutes remained in the game.
And how about 2 touchdowns by the 2 seniors, the 2 leaders on that offense?
And now we're sorting out a flag. Don't hit him for a celebration penalty right now.
No, that would be not cool.
You can hear the coaching staff for Bishop England saying offense has to be ready just in case here. We still have not been given any indication of what this might be.
All of a sudden, Coach Candy's got a little pep in his step, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, and with fire in his eyes.
He was walking in pluff mud for the first 3 quarters.
Yeah, it was after the play. So it's a dead ball personal foul, but it does get assessed on the kickoff. So Philip Simmons will have 3 timeouts, better field position, and will be down either 6 or 7.
Be surprised they didn't use a timeout during that drive, maybe. But again, Philip Simmons had the ball, had a chance to win this game.
And it was Michael Owens who knocked it away, another senior. I mean, look, you got 21 seniors, so it shouldn't be a surprise that if you're mounting a late charge, you got a lot of seniors involved. Your Will Lou Gray Never Stop Learning stop of the game is right here. It is Hunter Ramey, who has had himself many Will Lou Gray stops of the game. And we're going to show you some of them here. Bam! Just decking Marinero there. Stands up Michael Long, which I imagine is not an easy thing to do.
I mean, I know his dad was a runner-up to the Heisman. But when we talk about our player of the game here, I think it goes to 9. I think it goes to Marinero.
It's got to be. He's the one that scored that first touchdown. He has carried them more than Long has. And it hasn't been easy throwing the football, but late in the game, it's been Marinero who's been leading them. But here's the penalty and the effect of it. Kicking off from the 25. So Philip Simmons will have good field position. and 3 timeouts, and this thing is not over.
Well, if you ever need a boomer, you needed one right here. That would qualify as a,
and it doesn't go in. It dies
Be
at the
careful,
1.
though.
This
Be
is
careful.
Sherrod Williams, and he
Oh.
is down at the 18.
And a block in the back to boot.
Maybe the player of the game should be DeFazio for that kickoff right there. Player of the game instead will be Eddie
See how
Marinero.
much pull we got with a truck.
Lots. The truck says, that
Nice.
was done anyway. But look at it. We don't have the official numbers. Not a whole lot through the air. But with the heart, with his legs, Marinero, big tonight for the Bishops. And this is the scoring drive a couple of possessions ago. And the first score of the game for the Bishops.
Good for him.
So we showed you that flag on the kickoff after the ball died at the 1.
This we know. This kid's got the arm to get him down the field.
He'd prefer it not start at his own 9-yard line, and he almost has it intercepted by Rainey.
Williams pass, broken up over the middle by number 11.
I like to look down the sidelines, get an opportunity for a pass interference call.
Wanted Rainey, instead Rainey jumped the route.
That's right. Sidelines knows. Don't let him get behind you.
Sideline always knows best.
Philip Simmons' offensive line, got to give him time to throw the ball.
And he gets clobbered, and it's 3rd down and 10 with 19 seconds left. BE isn't just sitting back in some dime prevent. They are coming at Trip Williams.
What do you got here?
Look, you got to get the first down. You've
Three
got 3
receivers
timeouts.
over here and just 2 guys.
More pressure from BE. Williams is down at the 2. 4th down coming and a timeout for Philip Simmons.
Bo Hewlin, who started tonight because of a knee injury. The sophomore picks up a big sack. Got to think that's Max's brother, right? The
It
senior.
is, yes.
Timeout. Philip Simmons.
I don't think you change the game plan here, right? I think you just keep bringing the pressure.
There's 12 seconds left. It's 4th and
A lot.
18 or so. Right, you got to get just shy of the 20. Officially 4th and 19. Here's our drive of the game. Brought to you by Cruz Chevrolet, where you got a friend in the car business. And it's the one that led to the go-ahead score.
That was the first play of the drive. Picked up positive yardage, clean play.
Here we go. 4th and a mile. Flip it back. Heave it up. He's out of bounds anyway. Bishop England
Wow.
scoreless until 4:57 remained on the clock. Gets a touchdown on its final 2 possessions and wins it on senior night.
That is a 5-minute time of their life they'll never forget.
Oh,
Right?
No doubt. It all seemed lost for them. They hadn't been able to put it together offensively.
Well, let's go back to the top of the show. Right? What was the question you asked me right off the rip?
Senior night, man. Final time out there.
Right? What are you sitting there thinking as a parent? And this is what you're thinking about, right? You struggle for 3.5 quarters. And you want to see your kid just keep climbing the mountain.
Yep.
Climb the mountain.
Bishop's got an unsportsmanlike. I would imagine it was a celebration penalty. So now they have to kneel it from farther back. But congratulations to the Bishops. They wanted to go out winners, these 21 seniors. They had lost 2 straight. Last week was heartbreaking. And this senior class will not be the first to lose to Philip Simmons.
3-0.
They'll score twice in the final 5 minutes of the game. Get an unbelievable kickoff.
Yes.
And win the game 14-7.
And, you know, as a longtime coach, as Canty is, right, this is one of these teaching moments that he'll be able to use for a long time. Ashley Harvey, Coach Harvey, right? 2020, I had a team in the pandemic who didn't do anything for 3.5 quarters. But what they didn't do, they didn't quit.
No. Last time they suited up together, you could see Long just clutching that football. Good for them. We'll take a timeout. We'll get you back for the trophy presentation. Bishop England survives. Final time they're in these pads together, and they win it 14-7 with a couple of late touchdowns on Keating Roofing. Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. Keating Roofing trophy presentation. Deserving group of young men right there. Final time they are on the field together, man.
Still hold on to that football, isn't he?
Yes, he is. Something tells me that is going home with Michael Long. Didn't feel like they were going to go out winners, but they went out winners with 2 touchdowns in the final 5 minutes. This is, as Dean said, a night that they are not going to forget anytime soon. So that'll do it for us on this edition of Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. 14-7 your final score. Marinero there, our player of the game, had the first touchdown.
Looks like they're walking over to actually grab the trophy, maybe. Bringing Michael Long with them.
And the ball.
Sammy Gress.
Marinero too.
And the kiddo. Losing his pants along the
My
way.
ball. You see, you could read his lips. My ball.
Maybe we cued the music too early. Look at him carrying it 2 hands.
He already said it's my ball. You're not taking that ball from Michael Long.
There it is. I don't know if they've got it. They can hear us.
Nope, they can't. But there's the trophy presentation. Those 3 guys, seniors, Long, Marinero, Gress, congratulations.
Better than the Heisman, baby.
Congratulations, guys. You got the ball and the trophy. Oh, we appreciate all our sponsors for making FNR possible. Next week, we will announce it next week, or as soon as we know. We don't know where we'll be for the first round of the playoffs next week, but we'll have a game for you. 14-7, your final score again tonight. Later tonight, ABC News 4 at 11. Friday Night Rivals has a complete rundown of the scores from all around the Low Country. We'll see you next week on Keating Roofing Friday Night Rivals, driven by Cruz Chevrolet. For the entire crew, my partner Dean Stevens, I'm Darren Goldwater. So long.